Good morning, good morning, good morning from the office. I am BKP. Let's see, I was thinking, what would I say? I am BK. Good morning. This is going to be a great show. I am going on 2.5 hours of sleep. Would have been 4.5, but I lost 2 of those hours because Gilmer County probate office could not complete the election in a timely manner. We'll talk about that later. There's 2 things, and you should be the same way. There's 2 things I like to be. 2 things. We'll just go with 2 of them this morning. I like to be. One is I like to be right. The second one is I like to be right. I know. I am so full of SHI asterisk this morning. Bam, this show is going to take off right to the moon. I got it all figured out. Oh, yes, all. Now, listen, I'm wearing a blazer. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, let me just say, I dedicate our show today. I do have a dedication. I'm not Casey Kasem. This is Casey Kasem, and our long distance dedication of the week is to Banks Wise. And who is Banks Wise? Why, Banks is a dear friend. Banks is the campaign manager for Matthew Gertler. Yes. Okay, what do I got here? Wait a minute. I got a text. I got to keep up with them. Just goes to show you that North Georgia can't be bought by super PACs. Yes, the texts are rolling in. So anyhow, listen, I know I'm full of it. We're going to have a great show. We got a lot going on. We are going to break down the Kamala Harris pick. But last night in Georgia, look, I'm wearing a blazer, and I thought I should step it up because who knows? The president could be watching. Yes, Donald Trump could be watching. He has heard great things. He says, we understand there's a guy down there in North Georgia that can call a political race, can lay it out on the line. If he takes the time and studies the race, he's pretty good. They got that Ben Silver, whatever his name is, 585-32, whatever on ABC, and they put him on Sunday like he really knows how to call a race. I never know. The president could be watching. So Andrew Clyde, I called this right down the line. Both of them, Marjorie Greene and Andrew Clyde, yesterday morning. And we have some kick-ass wins. I mean, we have some real kick-ass wins. Now, I say in all due respect, the chairman-elect in Fannin County, Georgia, just took the old mop and just swooshed Stan Helton around with it. Woo, it was ugly, ugly, ugly. New sheriff in town and Towns. Okay, what's his name? Ode. Kevin Johnson is the new Gilmer County magistrate judge down there in Gilmer County. We'll talk about that. But, all right, last night, let's look at, first of all, let me say something on the pick here for... Oh, by the way, at 9 o'clock, we're going to take a couple minutes. All right. At 9 o'clock, we're going to take a couple minutes, and we're going to have Jamie Hensley. Jamie is the now Fannin County Commission Chair-elect. He will be with us at 9 o'clock, so you can, if you haven't met him or heard from him, he's just going to say thank you to the voters of Fannin County. So we're going to have him on. At 9:30, going to take about 10 minutes and have the Georgia District 9 State House Rep-elect Will Wade will be on. Now, Will Wade is the guy that took the place for Kevin Tanner. He will be filling the spot Kevin Tanner left to run for the 9th Congressional District. Now, we have wondered for a long time, what a campaign season, folks. What a campaign season out there. We've wondered for a long time who would be the next congressman in the 9th Congressional District. And when we started this campaign, I did not know Andrew Clyde. Did not know Andrew Clyde, okay? We now know, and Democrats are yelling foul that I'm predicting Andrew Clyde will win in November. But it's going to be shocking if he does not win. So he will be the next congressman, your congressman in the 9th Congressional District. Now, let me say this. Now, there'll be times today where I just break in and do one of my long distance, Casey Kasem long distance dedications to the campaign manager, Banks Wise. Give me number 10. This is my friend Banks, okay? He's a campaign manager for Matt Gertler. Now, let me just say this. Banks does not like me. I don't understand why. He doesn't like me. Banks accused me, your host, at the Jackson County debate. Remember, Andrew Clyde over here, Matt Gertler over here, and your host, BKP, asking the questions. Banks Wise accused your host. Now, I've never said anything on this show, not one word. I made a decision until up to yesterday morning to actually call the race to make sure I was careful with possibly influencing the race. Now, it wasn't hard to figure out with the HB 838 that Gertler had blown it. I investigated, and they don't like me. End of story. But my good friend there, Banks, accused your host at the Jackson County debate of writing the questions for Andrew Clyde. Yes, that set my ass on fire. Brian, sitting out here in the audience, I'm not quoting him because, you know, it's pretty close, but Brian, sitting out here in the audience, it seems pretty clear you've written the questions in favor of Andrew Clyde. I looked at him and I said, you didn't just say that to me. You didn't say that to me. So that's one of the many tributes I will give him today. But we will. We are dedicating this show to the Matt Gertler campaign manager, Banks Wise. There you go. Now, I'm going to give you a real quick. I can make this very simple. Why Matt Gertler lost, and we can go into the details. But I can tell you very clearly. I just take his picture off the screen. That is one major reason. What Banks Wise. But let me give you the 2.3. Can we take his picture off the screen? Okay, I don't want him to continue to be on the screen while I'm talking. Or did we freeze up, or something going on here? There you go. Thank you. You never know in the studio. I send so much stuff over there. So thank you for getting that off the screen. That's one major reason. But we can go into several others. All right. And here is the reason. And I'm going to give you the reason. Let me see. I got another text here, and I'm trying to keep up with my text so I make sure I don't miss anything going on this morning. So stay with me, folks. There we go. All right. So we're back here. We froze for a second, she said, on the picture. But anyhow, this is the reason. Now, Andrew Clyde sent out his campaign a election night party, which I attended, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Number 12, put up number 12. This is going to paint to you exactly for one of many reasons why Matt Gertler lost the race. Now, Andrew Clyde put this out. You're invited August 11th from 6 to 10:30, election night party. Election night party. That was it. Casual attire, bring the whole family. See that? Look at it real close. In fact, Commissioner Gary Black's farm is very nice. I went last night. Casual attire, bring the whole family. They had live music. You're invited to an election night party. That's it. Okay? Look at what Matt Gertler put out. Number 11. Okay. He was so presumptuous and arrogant because he thought the $2.25 million that came in from the swamp of DC into the 9th district. Now, why I have you on the screen, Mr. Gertler, I like you. I do. I don't like your campaign manager. He doesn't like me. It's even. It's a trade-off. But I like you, Mr. Gertler. Okay? But here's a clear fact that I'm very aware of. The people, the voters in the 9th Congressional District want the candidate that keeps it in play in the 9th Congressional District, meaning don't bring in $2.5 or $25 million of swamp money from Washington, D.C. And second, that they know will be beholden, their representative will be beholden to the voters of the 9th District and not the people that gave you the $2.25 million. Might want to think about that. Now, here's what he put out, and I'm making it real simple. Matt Gertler runoff victory party. Now, I believe in being optimistic. Matt Gertler victory party, okay? Tuesday night. Nothing about attire, nothing about bring the family, enjoy the evening on the farm, nothing. A victory party. This is very simple. So let's go over a couple election results here. Uh-oh. I think I just closed my whole computer down. Let's go over a couple results. Let me see here. I've got let's go over give me number 13. We're not going to take all morning long on this, but I'm going to go over number 13. Okay, this is Andrew Clyde. There, 56.32%, 50,059. Matt Gertler, 38,832. I told you yesterday Clyde would be the one to be able to peel the voters off from the other candidates. Clyde also, and I will tell you this, I went through every China Clyde, every single accusation that was made against Andrew Clyde, and I never seen any reason or found anything in there to go deeper in and make a story out of it or do a story on it, okay? And I will tell you this. I think, if anything, there's a whole list of things that Banks Wise, shows dedicated to him, the campaign manager of Matt Gertler, and the candidate are wondering today, did they make the right move? Answers in the votes, no, on HB 838. Did they make the right move in maybe not telling the truth, about Photoshopped, the photo at him at the Capitol, Photoshopped? Really, if you're going to lie, and if they did, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble here, but if you're going to lie, and if they did lie, be careful to keep saying Photoshop, 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 knowing that a guy like me might say, well, let me check that out. Quit saying I was in Franklin, I was in Franklin, I was in Franklin, when a guy like me might check that out. Well, anyway, here is the details. He pulled it off, Andrew Clyde, by staying positive and not making things up. 2.25. Do you think Matt Gertler, this is a question I have for you, do you think Matt Gertler and Banks Wise, which we dedicate the show to, Banks, campaign manager, do you think they were up all night long trying to explain to people in D.C. where their money's at? We put $2.25 this is what we got. We're sorry, sir. We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they were up all night. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You remember? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Would have done this, could have done that, should have done this. I tell you what, I'm on a damn roll today. Maybe they were up all night calling Club for Growth. Maybe there are people on the West Coast out there because it was still early. San Diego, California. Yeah, get me in touch with all those people that sent me the money. Texas, get me in touch with all those people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is his career in politics over? What will he do next? What move will he make? We don't know, but I do know this. This is one I really enjoyed this morning. Give me number 57. Greg Bluestein with the AJC, all right? National outlets call the Georgia 9th race for Andrew Clyde over Matt Gertler. The sound you hear, right? Sorry, man. I told you. President could be watching. Mr. President, put me on retainer. I can make the call. Anyhow, Andrew Clyde over Matt Gertler. The sound you hear is Speaker David Ralston screaming for joy that Dr. No was rejected by the voters. Maybe some of those votes didn't pay off for you. Maybe Matt Gertler could go to Union County, Raven County, and Towns County and sell the reason he was voting against the swamp in Atlanta. Sell the reason why he was voting no. Sell he is the constitutional conservative. There's two things. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, but two things. Matt Gertler voted no on a resolution that supported President Trump. A resolution, not something binding, not something that had anything to do with your taxes or a tax increase or funding anything or you know, whatever he calls picking winners and losers and supplements. No, just a resolution saying, thank you, Mr. President. He voted no. That one, I knew he wasn't going to live down. And HB 838. Now, Matt Gertler's vote against HB 838, I know what you're going to tell me. And we're going to break this down. You're going to tell me, well, the 9th district is the most conservative district. No, wait a minute. Third most Republican district in the United States. So, yes, not supporting or the look of not supporting law enforcement did not work well for Matt Gertler. Matt Gertler has a national, what can happen to a candidate, national coast to coast. I'll explain later. Okay. No, Dr. No was just rejected, okay, by the voters. All right, so Greg Bluestein giving a little bit of a backhanded shout out to Congressman Doug Collins. And let me go through a couple pictures. Now, last night I was there when the White House called, okay? Andrew Clyde will be my guest tomorrow morning. Congressman-elect Andrew Clyde will be my guest tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock right here on the show. Okay. So he gets a call from Mark Meadows, chief of staff last night. Okay. Which was exciting. He gets a call from Andy Biggs. Is his name Andy Biggs, the chair of the Freedom Caucus? Gets a call from him. He gets a call from Congressman Doug Collins, obviously, to congratulate. So he goes into a little outdoor house they have there at the farm with his team. And they come out. And you could tell when they come out, they have gotten the decision early on in the night. They have been told after the call from the White House that he had won. So here's number 2. And this was a joyful moment for everybody that was there last night. Okay. Number 2. There you go. Now, Andrew Clyde comes out, and here's his wife, Jennifer. And he grabs her hand. And it was great. He grabs her hand, and he is just taken with emotion. And everybody is there, and he just throws her hand up in a victory move. And a victory move. And it was a very emotional time for the entire staff. And there was a couple hundred people there. That's number 2. Here is number 3. The band's playing, what's his name? The American Way. We'll put a boot in your ass. That's the American Way. It's funny as can be because the band's playing, we'll put a boot in your ass, the American Way. And what does the only thing photoshopped with Matt Gertler was the picture of him standing with Trump and Doug Collins. Wow, it's rolling in, man. So the band's playing. Toby Keith, we'll put a foot in your ass. That's the American Way. I love getting this picture because about the time it said put a boot in your ass, Clyde kicks up his boot, writes with the song put a boot. I love it. That's a good one. I like that one. Here is number 4. Jody Hice, congressman of the 10th district, which endorsed, obviously, Andrew Clyde. He comes up to the mic and he introduces, it was an electrifying moment last night over the campaign. He comes out and he introduces the next congressman from the 9th district, Andrew Clyde. Here is the next one. I got this. Clyde comes up, number 5. Number 5, Andrew comes up, and he gives Jody Hice a big hug there. I mean, big hug. You tell they're friends. Here's number 6, Clyde addressing the audience. Number 7. Here's Clyde and his wife, Jennifer. All right. And he said, you know, I couldn't have done this without my sweet Jennifer. It was a very nice night. There's another pic, number 8. Okay. Another pic, number 9, him addressing the crowd. And then don't forget, we are dedicating the show to number 10, Banks Wise. I did tell you that Banks accused me of writing the questions for Andrew Clyde during the debate. And I'm going to tell you something. I have done 40 plus debates, and I will look this camera, I'll look you right in the eye and tell you, the people out there know when I prepare for a debate, I put hours into it. I talk to the candidates beforehand. I listen. I get to know these candidates. I really do. Okay. I'm doing the debate. I want to talk to Andrew Clyde. He calls me. And I said, look, here's how the debate's going to work. Okay. Here's how I do a debate. You will not have another one like this. I allow the candidates to talk. I bring up the subjects. I let you debate. A question could take 10 minutes. Andrew Clyde listened to me. He said, okay, I get it. I call Matt. He doesn't answer the phone. I text Matt. Matt, give me a call. I need to talk about the debate. I get a text back from Banks Wise, the campaign manager. What do you need? We're very busy. Okay, sure. Banks, I just want to talk to Matt because I have a rule. I do not tell one candidate or have a conversation with one candidate before a debate that I don't have the same conversation with the other candidate. That's my rule, period. Okay. So I said, Banks, I had a conversation with Clyde about the debate. I want to make sure I have the same conversation with your candidate. So when we get there, we understand the debate, Brian. Okay. All right. Just send this over the rules and we'll go from there. Sure. Sorry to bother you. Anyhow, let me get past it. Just say it. So he picks Kamala Harris. I will do that right after this, but let me just say this. Over in the 11th district, before I go to break, let's do a couple more here. Not the 11th, the 14th. Let's go to number 14, all right? This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, number 14 here. Exactly what I said, 38,780, 29,560. Now I'm going to leave it there. We'll do a little segment on her in a minute. Here is one, number 15. Remember, State Senator John Wilkinson. Give me number 15. State Senator John Wilkinson. He left this seat in the 50th State Senate 50 district, okay, to run for the 9th Congressional District. Stacey Hall, Bo Hatchett. Yes, folks, you see it correctly there. Stacey Hall has 12,448, and Bo Hatchett has 12,482. Are we looking at over 24,930 votes? About 40 votes separate them. 40. That's for the 50th District State Senate. That's up there, Stevens County, Habersham County. Okay, and here we have State House District 9, number 16. And we have Will Wade. Will Wade running away with it over Steve Liebel over there. And this is the race to replace Kevin Tanner over there. And here's the one, folks, number 17. We know that the new district attorney in Atlanta will not be conservative in any way, but I think we all in Georgia were waiting to watch Paul Howard have his ass handed to him, his ass kicked. And he did. And we're going to have Jamie Hensley on number 18. These are just a couple here. Number 18, Jamie Hensley, the new commission chair at Fannin County, 78.29% over the incumbent, Stan Helton. Now, I can tell you, let me just say this. I'm saying it nicely. I'm not going to be ugly. Fannin County, no, it's not going to happen here. I do not dislike Stan Helton. But if you want to call me at 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700 on the hotline, I will gladly explain to you why Stan Helton lost and why by such a big margin. And then we'll round out, took till after 2 in the morning. We'll round out with number 19 here. Number 19, Chief Magistrate. Okay. Kevin Troop Johnson will be taking Roger Kincaid down there in Gilmer County, magistrate judge retired. And Kevin Johnson, 52.50% there, finished up against Griggs Pritchett, and had a big win last night in Gilmer County. We'll talk a little bit more about that race when we get a chance. Now, let me just say this, okay? When I think, and I will go into full detail, first of all, the Democratic Party, when we come back, the Democratic Party have proved exactly what I've been telling you every single day here. Their fear of black voters leaving the party, it has them in total shock. The media, let me just say this, the media running cover wants you to believe it was everybody's awesome idea, okay? Awesome idea to pick a black woman to be Joe Biden's vice presidential running mate. Kamala Harris from California, she doesn't bring in California. What's she bring in? What's the fear of losing that they have? I will explain that. Let me show you what this ticket reminds me of. Number 46. Give me number 46. There you go. That's what this ticket reminds me of. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. And don't forget, we are dedicating this show to the campaign manager, Matt Gertler's Banks-Wise. Take us a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 2013, a fellow Northeast Georgian, Andrew Clyde, experienced IRS abuse in the form of civil asset forfeiture firsthand.
I'm Andrew Clyde, combat veteran, small business owner, and Republican candidate for Congress. When the IRS unconstitutionally seized $940,000 from my armory, I took them to court and won. But when I found out that other innocent Americans were losing their small businesses to the same IRS abuse, I decided this was war. I went to Washington to testify against the IRS, and with the help of Congressman Doug Collins, we won again. On July 1st, 2019, President Trump signed our bill into law.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect, like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Days Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. And we got a full show today talking about election results and also the pick, Kamala Harris. Now, I want to give a shout out to the staff in the studio. They do an outstanding job in there, getting all my pictures ready, getting them on the screen. So I never like to forget the staff in there. Here's my shirt. See that? Andrew Clyde. See that? Andrew Clyde. Put it over here. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Andrew Clyde. I picked it up last night on the table because I like the back of it. And I can't, maybe I can get you one. I don't know. Text me, 706-889-9700. I like the back of it. See that? Fight and win. I might put that right on the wall. Would you like to see it right on the wall? Fight and win. That's what we have to do. So that's my shirt I picked up over there last night with Andrew Clyde. Don't forget, Congressman-elect Andrew Clyde will be on my show right here for you people to hear from him for the first time. As Congressman-elect. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Now, at 9 a.m., we're going to take a couple minutes and we're going to say hello to Jamie Hensley. Jamie is the new Fannin County Commission chair-elect. We're going to have a couple minutes with him to say hello to you, the audience. And we'll put that out on social media. And then at 9:30, we will have a couple minutes with Will Wade. Will Wade ran to take the place of Kevin Tanner over in the Georgia District 9 State House race. So we're dedicating this show to the campaign manager right here, number 10, Banks Wise. Okay, give me number 10. He is Matt Gertler's campaign manager, okay? Now, Banks does not like me. I don't know what I did to the guy. But come to find out, he rubs... I've worked with a lot of campaign managers. And let me tell you this. Let me share this with you. They're not a joy. Seriously. I mean, if you're a reporter, you usually have to bump heads. You don't have a good campaign manager, really, if you don't have a good campaign manager, really, if you're not bumping heads, you're not fighting the campaign manager, and I don't mean literally, to try to get an interview with the candidate. You're not, what I'm saying is, I want a shirt, size large. I knew that was going to happen, damn it. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. I want a shirt. You're a damn mess. Whoa, I like that one. My favorite text of the morning. So anyhow, put Banks back up. It's my bad, okay? So anyhow, number 10 there, so you have to bump heads with these campaign managers. Andrew Clyde's every one of them. I mean, you learn 10 years, 11 years ago when I started this, all right? I went head to head with a campaign manager 10 years ago, and I realized they're going to stand their own. You're going to stand your own. If you're going for the story, you're going to have to get through them. Okay. But the reason I bring that up is there's not a campaign manager that I can't cordially say hello to. This guy is different. I've never met a guy like him. It's not that it's hard to get through him to his candidate. Now, let me just say this, okay? The Democratic Party symbol is a jackass. It doesn't look good on a Republican. It's a jackass. Now, I'm not calling Banks a jackass. No, I'm not calling him a jackass, but the jackass should stick with the Democratic Party. Just saying, okay? So we're in a parking lot. So Rand Paul comes down, and Rand Paul, there's something about lunch. So Rand Paul comes down. And I take some of the blame, right? I could be a jackass from time to time myself. So every time I see Banks at any campaign event, I would go up to him and say, wow, if it isn't my favorite campaign manager. And he would look at me and say, oh, well, that's not true. I'm not your favorite. And I'd say, you're right. You're not. But anyhow, so I get it. So I kindly return the favor to this pleasant young man. And I don't know what's going to happen with his career now that he's had a Michael Dukakis kind of moment with a loss with his candidate. But anyhow, so we're in the parking lot, and I said to him, I said something nice to him. I'm walking to my car. He's walking. I said, Banks, I think next week, I got a gut feeling next week, just try that Senator John Wilkinson soon will endorse Andrew Clyde. No, it won't happen. I said, I just have a feeling. Won't happen. What makes you feel that way? I said, I don't know. I have a feeling. I've been watching the endorsements, and I know State Senator John Wilkinson is very upset about Matt Gertler putting his picture and name on the Club for Growth flyer. That paid off for Matt. So I got it. It won't happen. You want to bet? I'll bet you $100. I said, hey, Banks, I'm not going to bet a campaign manager, never have a monetary value. I'm not going to do that $100. I said, what about lunch? Lunch or something? Yes, lunch. So we shook on it. So I'm just saying, Banks, I think you owe me a lunch. You didn't win the campaign. Don't be a sour patch campaign manager. I think you owe me lunch. Anyhow, let's move on from him. He's getting on my nerves. We are dedicating the show to him today. Marjorie Greene, I just want to do this one really quick. I'm trying to get her on the show. I did text her last night. She did return the text. I'm not going to reveal the text. I texted her this morning, and I said, quote, I did say to her this morning in the text, damn it, I will not give up. And she texted me back a smiley face, and she said, I know that for sure. You won't give up. So I'm trying to get her on the show, so I don't want to talk too much. But here is the 14th. Okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay, right here, number 14. That's the segment I want to do right here. Started recording now because I want to get this out. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the 14th, number 14 in the 14th district, okay. You see the results last night. I said yesterday, somebody called me and said, how do you think she will do? And I said, she will win. And I said, there's three things. John Cowan has going for him right now. And the last one he cannot overcome. Okay. John Cowan, he came in second in the primary. I said he has had the help of the media because from the night of the primary when Marjorie Greene won 40% out of 9 candidates, the media took action. And I showed you some headlines yesterday morning, and they did not write a good story. She did not get any positive press. They tore into her like you would not believe, whether you feel it's for good reason or not. That's number one. Number two, John Cowan had going for him was money poured in. The anti Marjorie Greene QAnon candidate, money poured into John Cowan's race to try to get rid of Marjorie. So second thing, John Cowan had money. Third, with the money and the people that wanted to help stop Marjorie Greene, he had bodies, he had people, he had the people putting the signs, he had the workers, phone calls, everything. So he had media, money, and bodies, okay? But what he could not do is overcome, and I don't have it on the screen, but he could not overcome around a 17,000 vote deficit, okay? 17,000 vote deficit of Marjorie Greene couldn't overcome it. And as you could see last night, he wasn't able to overcome it. I did say on the show yesterday that John Cowan was able to, in the 14th district of Georgia, able to gain ground and shrink the lead, as you can see he did. But I said he would never be able to overcome that. So this individual calls me. I told the whole scenario to the individual. The person calls me back an hour later, said, I just got a call from the Associated Press. They want to comment from me about Marjorie Greene. And I told them a friend of mine just told me, and it was funny because my friend in Atlanta told the Associated Press almost everything I said, but it was funny because the person said, I told the Associated Press, a friend of mine just said these factors. So anyhow, but this morning, what are the headlines? What are the headlines this morning? If you're out there, give me number 23. Okay. No, not 23. I'm sorry. Let's go from that one to number 24. If you Google Marjorie Greene, number 24 on the screen. Okay. GOP candidate who embraced QAnon conspiracy theories wins Georgia runoff from CNN. The BBC, number 24. QAnon supporter Marjorie Taylor Greene wins Georgia Republican primary. Okay. Then number 25, the Wall Street Journal. Number 25, QAnon supporter Marjorie Taylor Greene wins GOP primary in Georgia. Small business owner is put in a strong position to win congressional seat in heavily Republican district. And here is a Google for number 26, the Washington Post. Okay. The Washington Post right here. Marjorie Taylor Greene, candidate who supports QAnon, wins. Okay. The Georgia primary victory is poised to bring far-right conspiracy theory to Congress. Washington Post. So that's the end of that segment. I want to end that segment, but wait, before you stop the recording, we will try to get her on. But that's all the headlines were. Marjorie Taylor Greene over in the 14th. Now, somebody sent me a text that said, please mention she lives in the 6th district. We understand she rented a house, my understanding, and we will ask her directly when we get a chance, in the 14th district. She did live in the 6th. I mean, she does live in the 6th, I think, pretty sure. Her business is in the 6th district. She was running against Karen Handel. And when Tom Graves decided not to run for re-election over in the 14th district, she jumped over there, took off, and never looked back. And she is probably now the presumptive congresswoman or congressman, whatever she wants to be, of the 14th district of Georgia. Now, that being said, I understand she promised the people of the 14th she would move in that district as soon as she won. So we will see there, and we'll try to ask her that. Now, let's end that segment because I want to do about 6 minutes here on the pick of Kamala Harris. All right. Now, this morning for 2 solid hours, MSNBC, CNN, and we'll run through this and then we'll break it down. They are so excited about Kamala Harris. Now, as we're talking about this pick, okay, when you pick someone, and remember who was in the committee to make this decision? Chris Dodd. Yes, the piece of garbage, sandwich, waitress, rapist, Chris Dodd. And the other part of the sandwich was Ted Kennedy. Yes. And alleged by the actual woman that was waiting the table that night is Ted Kennedy and Chris Dodd were bumping her back and forth like paddles in a ping pong table or paddles on a pinball machine. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Chris Dodd and Ted Kennedy was on the committee that helped pick the first African-American, Asian-American. I call her Carmel. That's the color. Carmel, not Kamala. Carmel Harris. All right. Now, number 27, Team Trump, phony Kamala, while privately acknowledging her appeal. Number 28, in historic move. Now, MSNBC, Biden selects Harris, right? In historic move. I'm getting text messages like you would not believe. I've got to double check. So anyhow, in a historic move, selects Harris for VP. I just got an awesome show text. Historic. They spent 2 hours being historic this morning. Joe Biden, number 29, Biden says, I have the great honor to announce that I've picked Kamala Harris. Now, let me say this. Let's stay focused. Okay? When you pick a running mate, what does it bring to the table? Okay? I can tell you in a different day, and I will, why Mitt Romney picked Paul Ryan. Wisconsin, the top part, blue wall. Mitt Romney's dad was a very popular governor in Michigan. Here is Ryan in Wisconsin. And if he could get the super South and kind of get that Michigan, Wisconsin, maybe Ohio, Pennsylvania, there's a reason, okay? There's a reason John McCain picked Sarah Palin. To get her electoral votes from Alaska? No. We know today and always did know that John McCain was nowhere close to being a conservative. We know that. We know Lieberman has been his friend for years, and we cringe. John McCain, how are we going to paint this guy up and make him look like the Mac is back and he's a Republican conservative? Sarah Palin. Let's go with the woman / Sarah Palin / bam. Tea Party, here we come, Sarah Palin, which Tea Party came afterwards, right? We know that. So a pick is supposed to bring something to the table. Well, we know Kamala Harris is not going to bring California. We know Kamala Harris will not really bring the women. Before you jump. So why the Kamala Harris? Okay. Number 31, Joe Biden announces Kamala Harris as running mate. Number 32, moving right along, Harris joins Biden ticket, achieving a first. Was it to be a first? Because African Americans, now wait a minute. Okay. This is going to have a couple parts today, Destiny. African Americans in this country, black voters, they wanted to run and vote. They're trying to recreate. They're trying to simulate something. They're trying to make one thing look like the other. Because they think all black voters look and vote alike. Oh, yeah, I said it. Joe Biden said it out of his own mouth. They're not diverse. Where's hashtag Latino voters count? Latino American voters count. They have been left out of the picture. We just know you screw with us Latinos, DACA, boom, it could be over. I become president, you don't vote for me. DACA, don't forget us. So they are taking them for granted. But here's what they do know. They know the African-American black voter in America is running away from the Democratic Party so fast. They want to create a first. Barack Obama, why so many record numbers of black voters in America went to vote for the first black American president. So many white voters wanted to be part of history. They went to vote for the first black president in the United States. Everybody got a good and warm feeling inside with Barack Obama. Are they trying to recreate that? Do they think every black American voter, every's a big word, but it's the way they think, the Democratic Party, will come home and vote emotionally for the first black female vice president? Will they? Will white people love to get forgiveness once again for their whiteness and vote for a black candidate? Oh, I have a lot more on this. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to take about 10 minutes and talk with the new Fannin County Commission Chair, Jamie Hensley. We'll be right back after this.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Days Chevrolet, Days
The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Days Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done.
Find new roads.
Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Today and tomorrow, we'll get a couple candidates that have won election last night. We'll get a couple candidates in just to say hello to the voters. But we do promise you, as time goes on, as they make the transition into their elected post, we will start tightening down on some questions and getting some firm direction, but we just want to give these candidates an opportunity to say hello to the voters. Now, before we get to our first candidate this morning, not candidate, elect, chairman-elect, no longer just candidate. Wow. Okay, give me number 18 on the screen. Let me show you the votes here, number 18, before we bring our guest in. And here it is. This is the commission chair, Fannin County Commission Chair. Stan Helton is the incumbent, 21.71%, 1,097 votes. And Jamie Hensley, the new Fannin County Commission Chair-elect, 78.29, 3,156 votes. So joining us now, go ahead, take that off the screen. Joining us now is the Fannin County Commission Chair-elect Jamie Hensley. Jamie, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Brian, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, I followed the campaign. We started out, every one of this is, no matter who you are and what you ran for, we all started out the campaign, every candidate, thinking it was going to be a regular campaign season, and COVID-19 changed that immediately, put us in a new campaign world to try to get out to the voters. But you seem to be able to do that. How do you, first of all, congratulations on a decisive win. And I will say a win like this says you have a mandate, and it means it's overwhelming that the citizens of Fannin County want you to be their next commission chair. Tell us a little bit about you and your family, how excited you are over this win, and some of the things you'd like to express to the voters this morning.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think I could speak for my family. I think we're all excited for this opportunity to serve the people of Fannin County. And I'll just be honest with you, it was a very humbling experience. The citizens of Fannin County, they came out in numbers. It's obvious that they want somebody to speak for them, and I believe I'm that person. And you're right. You know, we started campaigning a little while ago, let's put it that way. And when the coronavirus hit, man, it shut us down completely. And I'll tell you, it was, being the first time trying to run for an office, man, I was at a loss. I was like, holy cow, how did we get out there and get our name out still? And but I think, we started about 2 years ago trying to make this happen. And I think we built a pretty good base to start out with. And in the end, maybe that carried us through the Corona season. I'm not sure, but we're blessed and we're thankful. And I know it, we won't take over office till January, but at the same time, I would like to start, in maybe next week, trying to reach out to some department heads and other elected officials to see what is actually needed and what we can do. But for now, I'm going to take a few days and spend with my family. It's been well deserved. My family has been through a lot with this, and hopefully we can just take a few days break. Let's put it that way.
Well, I just want to say with your comment about first time ever running for office, and then how do you get your name out when COVID-19 hit? You were not alone. I actually dealt with candidates that have run for office for years, several times. So it doesn't matter the most seasoned politician or the new candidate, nobody really understood how to run during that time. So you guys did a good job getting the word out. Let's talk a little bit. Yes, you touched on this already. I guess it's time right now to take a little deep breath because it is a 7-day-a-week campaign when you're out there running. But do you have plans? And you said maybe the first of the week to start putting your administration together. You have an administration, and start working with some other elected officials, maybe some mayors or whatever, start sitting down, actually getting to work, taking notes to get a transition in place for January. Is that some of the game plan? Yes.
Would love to be able to sit down, maybe with a current commissioner and, and try to work into a transition plan to go into January. I was approached by a neighboring commissioner who was more than willing to help in any way that he could, and I sure am thankful for that. And it means a lot to me for another commissioner to reach out to me and say, hey man, if you need some help, be more than willing to help you in any way, shape, form, and fashion. So, and yes, we're going to try to put everything together and make this transition as smooth as possible, not only for myself, but for the employees of the county. Because one thing I've said to begin with, I don't envy any employee of Fannin County, in the sense that every 4 years there's an opportunity for somebody else to come in and be their chairman, be their boss, so to speak. And I know it's got to be, it weighs heavy on a lot of them. But hey, we're team players, and we're going to jump in there and do what's right for Fannin County. And I know people have said that in the past, but I can honestly say that comes from my heart. And we will do the best we possibly can.
Well, so if you're an employee of Fannin County, because you will be the CEO, that's the way the charter is written. You will operate the day-to-day and have an office there. If there's an employee of the county listening today, they could rest assured that you will take your time and your decisions, be methodical, and look at everything before making decisions where that's concerned.
Yes, sir, that's correct. My dad told me young, son, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. So, but yeah, it's we're going to try to be methodical as possible, and if the right people are in the right places, hey, that's all we need.
There you go. Well, listen, we appreciate you taking time. We know you were up late last night. You've been campaigning 7 days a week nonstop. And I know you got up early this morning, already answering the phone. You answered it to how late last night, and already up first thing this morning answering it again. Are you not?
Well, I had to go to work this morning.
well, that's what the voters expected, you to get up and go to work. But listen, absolutely. Chairman-elect, Fannin County Chairman-elect Jamie Hensley, we wish you well. And as you get into the transition into the office, we'll talk to you again more on some of the more specific things that are going on in the county. Again, congratulations, and we wish you well, and you have a wonderful day.
you too, Brian, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Jamie Hensley, folks. He is now the Fannin County Commission Chair-elect. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And then at 9:30, we're going to have Will Wade. So we're going to take a short break. Then we're going to do about another 8 or 9 minutes on Joe Biden. You don't want to miss this. I have my take on this, and then we'll have Will Wade on at 9:30. Take a break.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Okay, I'm reading the awesome text messages. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm wearing a sport coat. I think maybe the president may be watching today. You could laugh at me. I don't give a rat's. You know, I don't care. He may be watching. He may have heard about in the mountains. If you search real deep in the North Georgia mountains, you can find this guy that can study the race and tell you very closely. What was his name? Nostradamus? BKP Odamus? What the hell? Nostradamus. Anyhow, so let's get ready for our next guest. That's going to be Will Wade at 9:30. But let's go back to Kamala Harris. Kamala. All right. So what does she bring? We talked about, does she bring the possibility of the excitement of a first? Are they trying to replicate the black vote with Obama? Replicate the first vote, the historic vote, the white forgiveness vote? I am white. Please forgive me. I'm going to vote for. We thought we paid back by giving you people. Now, I didn't say that. I got that from Joe Biden. I mean, I did. I would never come on here and say or identify or group anyone like that. But Joe Biden said, you people. So I'm just going with it. It's a Bidenism, okay? Hey, listen, remember when, let's do this, okay? Here it is. Starting Monday night, right? The national, number 43, okay? I'm not joking, okay? Number 43. Remember when Kamala Harris, now there will be people do this all morning long, but you remember when Kamala Harris got on stage and beat the hell out of Sleepy, Stumbly, Slow Joe? Remember when she just punched, he got punch drunk? You remember when his head was bobbling back and forth because Cory Booker over here was punching him in the head about marijuana, remember? And Swalwell, the kid said, you're so old, you had to use a walker to get on stage. Joe, it's time to turn it over to us young people. You're 77, man. Let it go. Remember when Swalwell said that? And Cory Booker was punching him about marijuana. And, you know, remember that? And, you know, and Elizabeth Warren took her turn. And then Kamala Harris. Joe, I was that little girl. I was that little girl on the bus. Remember that? Now, and I say this, if Kamala Harris beat the hell out of this old guy, 77 years old, okay, in public, on a stage, in front of everybody, what the hell do you think she's going to do to Joe Biden behind closed doors? It's going to be elder abuse. Elder abuse. They're going to come out today together, unified. They're going to be unified together today. They're going to come out and make a unified statement. The Democrats are so desperate. The media this morning is trying to create an enthusiasm they don't have. The media this morning is trying to create something that's not there. An excitement. They're building it up. It's nothing. Stick a pin in it. The air is out of this convention balloon, Democrats. It won't work. The fear they have of the black voter leaving the party, it's got nothing. Why not Karen Bass? Maybe she didn't have the looks. Maybe she is like black. Okay, let's pull her off. Why not Keisha Lance Bottoms in Atlanta? Well, Georgia's really not in play. We tell you that. But if we thought Keisha Lance Bottoms could bring Georgia in, there would be a possible move. Why not Stacey Abrams? Too black. Oh my God, did he say that? Because you got to realize now every single thing anyone says, myself, Rush Limbaugh, Donald Trump, anybody, Sean Hannity, we are going to be racist, racist, racist. Everything's going to have a racial tone. Well, the campaign's taking a real racial tone since a black American's on the ticket. Watch. I understand. I'm telling you. Stacey Abrams is not on the ballot because two things. She may be able to take her fair fight to the courts and help try to win in the courts. That's possible. But she's too black for America. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, God, is he going there? I'm just saying it. I'm saying what Chris Dodd. I'm saying what Joe Biden. I'm saying what the panel that picked this person when they had Abrams up there, not attractive. Bass, not appealing to the eyes. Stacey Abrams, not appealing to the eyes. Val Deming in Florida, too black. Not appealing to the eyes. I'm in big ass trouble, but I'm going there. Well, how about Gretchen Whitmer? She's a cutie up there in Michigan. She's a cutie governor. Why? She's attractive. White. We're trying to get the black vote back in. They're leaving. We have sprung a leak. We have an emergency because all of you out there know that the boat springs a leak, and then the leak becomes bigger and it grows. And then once you really start taking on water, it takes 3 or 4 hours. And then all of a sudden you just sink immediately. So the black vote for the Democratic Party, their boat has sprung a leak and they know it. They're in trouble. Bad trouble. Kamala Harris, don't get all mad. She's attractive. I mean, Willie Joe Brown, right? The former mayor out there, was he the mayor or whatever, LA? I mean, I didn't say it. It's all over the internet. There's she slept her way to the top. I didn't say it. I did not say it. Well, I did say it, but I didn't say it. I'm using the language used by others. There you go. Okay. But let me tell you something. They're taking on water in the boat. President Trump, you need to call me because I'm going to give you this before I go to break and get my next guest. And you're not going to want to miss the end of this show. I'm working off 2.5 hours of sleep. I knew this would be a killer show today. Here it is, folks. Ready? Number 54. They got problems. This is Seattle Times. Seattle Police Chief Carmen Best says she will retire amidst protest. City council cuts. Seattle's a Democrat city council. Seattle's Democrat city council is all white. Seattle's mayor is white. Oh my God. This is the first. These are liberals. I told you yesterday. Keep in mind, all of these major cities, LA, Seattle, Houston, we got a problem. All of them across the United States. They run parallel. They're run by Democratic city councils, one council, Democratic city council, Democrat mayor, and the commissioner, the law enforcement commissioner, chief of police, Democrat. They all run together. This is a black woman. Whoa! Just nominated a black woman. This is a black woman, first black woman police chief, Seattle history, gone. Why? 100 law enforcement defund. 100 ended, out. Defund the police and cut her pay and her immediate staff, the close staff. Yes. Taking on water and they're about to sink. Biden's in trouble. I'm going to take a break. My guest Will Wade when we return, but don't leave because after that, we're going to finish this up. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Days Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Find new roads.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. We're doing local North Georgia results this morning, talking to a couple candidates, going to try to get some other candidates on the show this week. We do have tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., we do have 9th Congressional District Congressman-elect Andrew Clyde will be with us tomorrow morning. They're taking the day off, much deserved. So let me show you, starting this segment, Destiny, let me put up number 16, okay? And this is the election results for over in the 9th. We have the candidate with us here in just a minute. But here on the screen, you see the State House District 9. Steve Liebel, the runoff last night, 33.27 vote percent, and Will Wade, 66.73% of the vote. Pretty decisive win there. Pretty good mandate for a candidate. So joining me now, State House District 9 Representative-elect Will Wade. Will, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Brian. I'm doing really well. We had a pretty late evening at our house, but it wasn't too bad. The results came in fairly quickly, and we were excited to see that the community had really spoken with a resounding victory. And I had some other, friends of other candidates in some other races in some other parts of the state that, I think there's less than 100 votes that separated a few decisions. So I'm glad that we didn't have to have a nail biter last night. But, being a native of the community, I feel like that I am a type person that is prepared to represent this district because I just know it so well. I do appreciate Mr. Liebel. I want to give him accolades for his concession call last night. He was a gentleman. He was very classy, very kind. He and his wife are great human beings, and I look forward to being their representative. And he and I hope to be able to get together and break bread. And I know he's a policy guy too, and so I'm definitely going to look forward to hearing his thoughts on certain policy initiatives that may be coming down the pike as session gets closer to beginning next January. There is a opponent in November, so I don't want to take that opponent for granted. It is a Democrat, and I know we are a Republican stronghold, but I still have to get the folks to come back to the ballot box, and hopefully we can do that. As I'm going to spend a lot of my time obviously focusing on making sure folks remember our race, the state house, but I'm going to make sure that I'm engaged fully in Senator Perdue's reelection, as well as President Trump and Vice President Pence. We've got to make sure that we get every single Republican engaged to get to the polls to offset, what in some places of the country have some excitement for the Biden-Harris ticket. I can't really imagine why, but that's because I'm not a Democrat. But so those are kind of the things that we're going to be focused on over the next 80 days or so. I have been a grassroots chair for Senator Perdue's reelection campaign, and actually because of me being now in a position to be the Republican nominee, I'm going to bring in a younger person that's ready to help be the grassroots person for Senator Perdue, and we're going to continue to help the Republican ideas and make sure that we can be a part of lower taxes and less regulation and limited government. And there's a ample opportunity for us to make improvements along all kinds of policy areas. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing, and digging in, learning, and engaging the public. That's one of the things that I had a really good opportunity, even though COVID-19 limited our ability to have direct contact with voters. I think one of the things that differentiated me early on in this campaign is I put my cell phone number on all my mailers. I sent out a postcard and said, contact me. And I remember studying history at the University of North Georgia and having that age-old conversation, that our country would not fail from a foreign adversary, but we would potentially fail from within. And, some people would even say that we would have anarchy. And my biggest concern is that we're living in a time where so many people have apathy and they're not engaged. You know, I had a couple of phone calls yesterday saying, "Hey, I heard you're running. Tell me about you." I mean, in the middle of a campaign, you feel like, man, everybody has to know what's going on. Right?
I agree. I understand where you're going with that.
But I'm telling you, I was really intrigued by the number of people that, and not maliciously, but just weren't engaged. They just, you know, they've got so many other things going on in their life. And look, I can tell you, as having two children, you know, one in first grade and another one hopefully going to start pre-K here, you know, with COVID-19 and all of the intertwinings of life being shifted right now, I understand why people are not focusing primarily on a summer primary, but it just goes to that greater picture that we as a public, we as a people need to make sure that we get engaged at the local level, commission races, school board races. And it's not about being angry. It's about being engaged. And I hope that I'm going to be able to build a good constituent services so that folks know, look, I want your input because I'm your representative. That is the role. And I think that that's part of my initiative that I want to bring to the table for this district. And hopefully we can be a model for other representatives in the state. And then, you know, the other thing that I want to focus on, I think that is glaring right now, is the need for states, especially Georgia, to champion the 10th Amendment again. There is so much federal overreach. I didn't talk about it a lot on the campaign because it gets a little bit into the weeds, and some folks just, you know, that's not something that they're interested in.
And when you start sitting back and explaining this in detail, you can lose the voter. And I understand what you're saying. Go ahead, sir.
But so for me, one of the things that as a school board member for 15 years that frustrated me was, you know, we get about 16% federal funding for the special education mandates that came out of federal law called the IDEA. And look, my wife's a special ed teacher. You know, my aunt, my late aunt, was a person with special needs. I have a heart for that community. But the federal government has put in mandates that are extremely costly to every school district across this country, especially in Georgia and in our area of the state. And they fund 16% of those mandates. Guess who picks up the rest of that bill? Predominantly, about 60% of it is local taxes here in this community. And then the other lion's share is the state of Georgia has to pick up that bill. You know, we've got to have a conversation about having the 10th Amendment and say, do we really need, in this day and age, a federal Department of Education? And I look forward to having that conversation with our new representative-elect, hopefully, as well. He has a Democrat, I think, to face in November as well. But, you know, Andrew Clyde and I had a very brief conversation, actually a couple days before the election. And I said, look, if you win, I really want to have this conversation with you. And he was 100% on board and said, you know, we've definitely got to look at cutting the size of government in the places that we can cut it. And I think that means we're going to have a partnership with the state stepping up to the plate and saying, look, quit taxing us so much on this. You don't need to fund a state department of or federal Department of Education. Let the states figure it out and let the local communities figure it out and keep those taxes here in Georgia. And obviously we can work out those type of policy initiatives to continue to serve the children that law initially was put in place to try to help. So that's just one of those issues that I care about deeply. And, you know, I think that there are folks in fifth grade civics classes that talk about the 10th Amendment and we forget about it after fifth grade. And I don't want us to forget about it anymore. The 10th Amendment, I think, is extremely important. And it's time for us to continue to highlight what the state of Georgia can do and what local communities can do to govern themselves.
Let me say something here that you actually brought to light. I am working on 2.5 hours of sleep. So I'm not on the screen. And I want to say to the viewers out there, you're correct. Actually, you are the Georgia District 9 state representative Republican candidate. You won a primary. And I actually have it on the screen incorrectly, and I introduced you incorrectly by saying elect because you do have an opponent in November. I know your district very well, and I'm going to not to upset all the Democrats watching, but I know it's pretty much close to have always been in a lot of ways an 80-20 district. So you're correct. You do have an opponent in November. Folks at home where we have elect, you're actually the Republican candidate. That's what a primary is. So you're going to be on the ballot as a Republican in November for that district. Really quickly, I've only got a couple minutes. What was the exhale last night with the family like? You and I met at the Capitol on qualifying day. It seems like, you remember that? Seems like it was an eternity. I was at the door as all the candidates exit because I wanted to make sure I said hello to all of them. It seemed like an eternity ago. And then we got hit with COVID, and not that any of the candidates did not campaign, but it was like you were running on a like 3 because you couldn't get out and press the flesh, as they call it in the campaign business. But then the state opened up, and we went into the runoff, and candidates went from 30 mile an hour to 100 mile an hour overnight. And I know all of you, win or lose, are exhausted. So what was that exhale with the family like last night?
It's fun when you have young children because they actually give you that grounding that you need. So, when we first saw the Dawson County in-person numbers come in, and I was up about 72% to, 28%, I had a really good feeling because that's my home turf. We wanted to make sure that, we won big in our home community. And I felt like, okay, I feel like I'm going to be solid. Even if Mr. Libel were to pull his district fairly strong, I felt like based on the first results that I was going to be fine. But then when everything gets tabulated and then all of a sudden your phone starts blowing up and your 4-year-old and looks at you and he said, "Daddy, your phone's messed up," because it literally was just text, just blowing up, a few phone calls here and there. And so I looked at my wife and I said, "It's time for story time, right?" And she said, "Yeah, I think it is."
Good
so
for you.
I set my phone down for a minute, and my 7-year-old daughter, or almost 7, first grader, my son's 4. We just had a little bit of story time. And really it was kind of like, this is what's important to me, and this is good. And I feel like, okay, I'm going to be in dad mode. We got the kids asleep. My wife, as a dedicated educator, she had to get her laptop to get prepared for a couple of meetings this morning. And I responded to, especially, as many people as I could. And, but that was the exhale for us, was just having that little bit of normalcy and getting back to doing what we love to do. And that's spend time with our kids and try to foster, what is one of the most important things to me, which is my family and being a good, strong family unit. And they've been great. They had fun. So that exhale was important, and we're going to have a fun couple of days. I'm not going to, people on Facebook are going to be happy to not see another post for a few days. We'll slow that down for a little while, and we'll regroup. And really, I'm going to start studying some policy. I'm a son of 2 educators. My wife's an educator. I'm a voracious reader, and I want to start gauging, okay, what is going to come down the pike, watch the economic data come out as far as the federal as well as the state, and look at, okay, what kind of challenges are we going to face? Q1 of 21, what are the budget implications going to be? The numbers look pretty good for July. And really, that's kind of my mode, is to be a person that is a sponge, absorb information and then look at issues and make a decision. Is this something that needs state action or not? And, I generally lean toward, okay, is this really a state issue or is this a local issue? And generally, I think most of the time, if you allow local folks the opportunity to come up with those solutions, we can help bridge that gap and not create a lot of new legislation. And lastly, I'll say this, I did hear this a lot from folks, and that is, fix all the unintended consequences of past legislation. And so I know that's going to take a while. So I told folks that I feel like the areas that people have concern are laws and legislation that has been on the books, prior to the Republicans taking over the governor's mansion and the state house and the state senate. There are remnants of that. For example, the QBE funding formula for education. Now, that was designed when we were still a majority agrarian society. Some of the mechanics within that put districts in our area at a disadvantage from a local 5 mil fair share. I want to have rugged incrementalism as it relates to, attacking the unintended consequences. Don't fight the old political battles of how we got there. Just look at where are we at? What can we do to fix this so that we don't continually hurt the property owners in this district and the farmers in this district? We want to make sure that we're that voice at the Capitol to say, look, this was fine back in 1983. This is not functional in 2021, right? So that's the type of battle that I want to take to the state capitol, and that's where my head is going to be going. And I'm not going to ignore my Democratic opponent. We'll definitely go through the normal campaigning mode, and I'm sure we'll have a debate or two, and we'll have some forums. We're just going to speak to the people and let them make their choice, and I'm ready to serve and be a listener for the folks of this district.
Well, for the audience out there, it was not Will Wade, but last night I was over in Commerce at the Andrew Clyde campaign, and driving home, obviously I wanted to talk to every candidate. That's just me. So I dialed one candidate up that won. The numbers had come in and this candidate won, and it immediately went to voicemail. And I said, the phone is turned off. And I thought for a minute, why is your phone off? And then it just hit me. I was like, you know what? This candidate did the right thing. Turn that phone off for a minute. So understandably so, when I hear story time with your family, congratulations. We wish you well. We'll get more into the policy you're bringing up as we get closer to the 2021 session after the November election. We appreciate you very much for coming on, and you have a great day with your family. Thank you again, Will Wade, Republican candidate now for the Georgia District 9 State Representative. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless. Bye.
Okay, Will Wade, and I have Representative-elect. And now in Jamie Hensley's case for Commission Chair in Fannin, that is really correct because there's no Democrat on the ticket opposing him. But that right there, I was incorrect. We will get that. When we put it up, we'll make a note there. Don't go away. We're not done. I got about 10 minutes of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden when we return. Take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect, like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Days Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done.
Find new roads.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Don't forget, we are dedicating this show this morning to Banks Wise, the campaign manager for Matt Gertler. Now, let's go through some quick pictures. We know the media is trying to create enthusiasm for the pick Kamala Harris. But you and I know why, okay? Why? Donald Trump will receive so many votes from the inner city, from black voters, Latino voters, and law enforcement. Oh, yes. So let's run through Joe Scarborough. We're going to run through these quickly to finalize the show. Number 56, they spent 2 hours on it. Joe Biden announces Kamala Harris, number 56. They brought in, now what is this white woman's name? Claire McCaskill. Got her keister handed to her in Missouri. Yes, yes, yes. You see, Gretchen Dimwitmer, okay, governor of Michigan, cannot bring Michigan, let alone women, let alone black voters, let alone white women. So she was always off the list. Okay. Coming up, number 55. I want to see the debate. Number 55. Coming up. Joe, 77 years old. Kamala, and I got a closer. I have a closer. Number 54, the Seattle Times. This is a big problem for them. Big problem. Law enforcement, first female woman chief in Seattle. She quit. Okay. So what do? They bring in number 53. They want to sell this to the black voter, all black voters. You know, you people. I didn't say that. Joe Biden said you people, not me. Number 53. They bring in the shrink-a-dink, the raisin, shriveled up in the California sun. Seattle police chief resigns, and they're going to smooth everything over with Al. Okay. Number 52, Biden and Harris to appear together in Delaware today. Are you tired of these people wearing a mask 12 feet away from a camera? Yes, with no one around outdoors. You've seen the Joe Biden, I wear a mask commercial. Yeah, get you somewhere. Number 51, here's what they assembled this morning. Joe Biden announces Kamala Harris. They always bring in angry black woman. Just saying, angry black woman. And then you've got Al. And then you've got the linebacker, Casey Hunt. Has she got shoulder pads on? I'm talking the sweater. Don't get mad at me, ladies. She looks like a linebacker. Sorry. And then Stretch. Here it is. They're high five in number 50. Joe Biden's like, don't hit me so hard. No, you're not young. I don't want to sniff your hair. It's not funny. Number 49, Kamala Harris makes history. History. Remember, we talked about that history. Well, white people want to make history again. Well, black voters want to live through history again. Now it makes sense why Barack Obama will come after Kamala Harris. It's all making sense. Here we go. Number phony, nasty, horrible, disrespectful, 48. Okay. Trump goes on attack. Well, everything will be racist. Everything will be attacking a woman. Everything will be nasty. Everything will be disrespectful. Okay. There you go. Monday night, the party starts, 47. Here's what the number 46, this is what the ticket looks like to me. Reminds me of, we will talk about that tomorrow. Now, next week, here's the lineup, 45. So they're shaking things around a little bit because Wednesday night, vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris will speak now that we know it's her. So she's moved from Thursday night. So we're wondering who gets that slot right before Kamala Harris and the Biden family. We're still wondering who the hell the Biden family will be. So vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris and then Barack Obama. That's making sense now. It's a historical thing. And there's your Monday night 44. Okay. Here's what CNN did. Number 42, Trump campaign fumbles the response to Harris. Okay. Number 41, these will be the highlights you see. Number 41, Senator Harris is nasty and disrespectful. Okay. They were in glee. Here's what I want to leave with. We'll talk about this tomorrow. This is the next move. There's always a next move for the deep state corporate corrupt media. Okay. Hashtag deep state corporate corrupt media. Here is the next move. Number 39. Number 39. Main Street struggles. Wall Street soars. Watch the next narrative they push. I'm your host, BKP. 2.5 hours. Let's go out by saying Matt Gertler, number one. I want to go on record. Number one, I do like you, Mr. Gertler. Give me a call. Let's talk off the record. Never betrayed our off the record. So give me a call and let's do this. We've dedicated the show to number 10. Number 10, Banks Wise. We'll just say he's the campaign manager or was for Matt Gertler. We're dedicating the show to him. You owe me lunch, man. We'll see you tomorrow morning.